Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about small bird training, which is different than big bird training. With the small birds, same idea. You don't want to stare at them. You don't want to be in their space until they get used to you and they trust you, like Nubs here. You don't want to invade them. And you're on their time, they're not on your time. So there's no schedule that they need to accomplish this. It's whatever they're comfortable with. And if they are never comfortable with you handling them, then leave them be. That's perfectly okay as long as they're happy animals. So the first thing that I do with budgies is the same thing. I don't stare at them. What I'll do is I'll just try to be near them without them getting jumpy. When I see at that point that they're not running around racing to the other cage, not scared of me, I'll spend some time even just putting my hands on the cage, starting from far away, and then gradually over time moving my hands closer, closer, till I see, okay, yeah, these guys aren't afraid of my hands. So moving very slowly and very tentatively. It might take me, working with them maybe 20 minutes a day for weeks to get to this point, depending on how scared the animal is. Then I want them to get used to me opening their cage without fear. And then after that, I might spend the next couple of weeks maybe just holding my hand inside their cage so they can see that still nothing happens. And this is enough. For a scared animal, you can get that sense of when this is enough. And if this were stressing them out, maybe this is more than enough time, and you know what, that might be enough for one night. In this case, obviously these guys are a little further along than that, but the next step that I would take, for a budgie specifically, is a nice long piece of millet, and from way far away, I would put it and just lie it there. And if she goes to eat it, thank you, Freckles, that's a good exercise. Over time, I would be shortening this piece of millet so I could have my hand right next to her. But that's all I would do. I would sit there, let her eat, and again, this might be over a period of weeks to do such a thing. Over a longer period of time, and of course they have a lot of stuff in their cage because they're handicapped, but over a very long period of time, I could take a piece of millet and put it in the palm of my hand or even at my fingertips, come into the cage like this, and over time, let her nibble it off my fingers. Thanks, Freckles. Great demo. But then over time, if I'm doing it right, well, you're being sassy now. Come here. Over time, again, I'm having a hard time maneuvering here, but over time, if she gets used to me, likes the millet, I can move further and further away, and eventually, you want to show them, Nubs? The budgie will step up into my hand to get the treat. Now, I wouldn't bring him out of the cage generally right away. I would just let him sit here. I'm just bringing him over so you can see him. I let him sit here, enjoy being in my hand, have some millet, and then when he wants to step off, he can go ahead and step off. Eventually, over much time, you can bring him out of the cage using this technique. I'm at the wrong angle. I'm not going to do that. Oh, guys, don't fight on. Come on, don't fight on TV. Ridiculous. Now, I can't tell you how to stop that. Break it up. But anyway, this is a nice method you can use over time if your budgies will pay any attention to you. Right now, mine are only paying attention to each other. There, break it up. Oh, I gotta save Nubs. Hang on a second. Oop. There we go. But over time, they will get very used to you, climbing up in your hands. Eventually, you can take them out. But with the budgie, I do recommend using a little food treat. They are very food motivated, and it works well for them. And that's it. Good luck, but take your time, go slow. You would never do this all in one night, so take as much time